Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what today is. It is Why Not Wednesday. And I'm coming to you to push you a little further on your greatness journey and to stretch you beyond where you are today. My name is Guice. I am a self-relationship expert. I am a Be Great Now coach, an inspirational speaker, and the author of You're Just a Quote Away from Your Greatness. Yes, you're just a quote away. And I'm coming to you this morning on Why Not Wednesday because I really want to share something with you guys. This has just been weighing on my heart, and it's actually, I've been thinking about it for a couple of weeks, and I just been putting it off. I don't know why, but I just put it off. And today, last night, I thought, they need to know today. They need to know today. So I want to share with you how to handle a no and still be great now, not later. You know my philosophy. We're done with the later. We're done with the in a month from now. We're done with all of that. We're about being great right now. And so I want to share with you how to handle a no, because I know some of you are stuck because of fear of the word no. You're stuck in where you are right now. You're stuck in moving forward or wanting to pursue something because you're afraid of that no. So probably about 4 months ago, I was in a program, and one of the exercises that we had to do at the end of the program was we had to all come together and give back. Our give back that we decided to do was to go out into the community and share just empowering words. Just share empowering words, because you never know as you go on your day who needs to hear from you. You never know what someone's feeling, what they're dealing with, and how your words can actually uplift them and give them the strength that they've been looking for. So this is what we decided to do. We decided to go out into the community and just share some affirmations that we had predetermined, and we literally wrote out the affirmations, or we came to an agreement on the affirmations, and they were original affirmations that we had come up with. We cut them out. And so all of us had pages of the different affirmations for us to share with individuals. And so as we're going, we got to pick our own location. And I chose Barnes & Nobles, because Barnes & Nobles is just a place for me personally that I love to go. I love to just, I don't know, it's something about being around the books and being around the potential knowledge and learning that's available there. If you read a book and find out something new that you didn't know before you walk through the door, it's just something about that just brings peace and serenity for me. So Barnes & Nobles was my chosen location. When I walked in, I said, well, I want to make it very clear, because, a lot of people will approach you and they're trying to sell something, or they're trying to, talk to you about their religion or what have you. So I wanted to make it clear to everyone that I approached that I had no intentions on trying to sell them anything or talk about religion or anything like that. It was just strictly a give back to uplift their day. So when I approached the first lady, and I literally said to her, I introduced myself and I said, I would love to share an affirmation with you that would help you to go on and rule your day. Is it okay? And she told me no. And I remember that feeling of that no. I remember feeling like, what? No? Like, who doesn't want an affirmation? What's wrong with this lady, right? I'm thinking, you don't want an affirmation, but even though I was saying that to myself, like, you don't want an affirmation, what I was really feeling was I felt a sense of rejection from her. The fact that she didn't want the affirmation, even though she didn't say, I don't want it because of you. She just said, no, thank you. And she said it nice and politely. She wasn't rude about it or anything, but it was, I took it like she was rejecting me. And so I stopped in my tracks for a moment. And then I thought to myself, you're here on a mission. You need to continue on. So I continued to the next person, and the next person told me no as well. I said, okay. Then I started thinking, okay, am I supposed to be here? Maybe this is the wrong location. Maybe everybody is just thinking, I want to read, lady, leave me alone. Maybe this is not the right place. But I said, you know what? I'm going to keep going, because we all had a certain amount of pages that we had to give out. And so I wanted to meet that number. So I continued on to the next person. And when I said to her, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to talk religion. I've been a part of a women's empowerment program, and I just would love to pour into you today by sharing an affirmation that will help you rule your day. Her eyes just lit up, literally. They just lit up with joy. And when I initially approached her, she looked a little sad. But when her eyes lit up, I knew in that moment, this is what she was needing. This is what she had been looking for, even though she didn't know she was looking for it. She just began to smile. She began to thank me. She began to, just say, I really needed this. All the positive things that I was initially looking for. And so in that moment, I realized, 2 no's, 1 yes. I could do this. I could keep going. But more importantly, the feeling that I had the feeling that I had truly given her something that she needed. I truly gave her something that she needed. And that was the most important point in this, that you just never know what someone needs. Even though you're walking around with value, whether it be your product, your service, if you work a job, that you're a great employee, but they're just not recognizing that, or you've been going for promotions and you keep being told no. That just means that is not the position for you. It doesn't mean that you are not a good employee. It doesn't mean that you are not a good entrepreneur. It doesn't mean that this is not your calling. So that's what I really want you guys to understand. There's 3 things that I learned from that exercise. 3 things that I learned from the exercise. And I want you guys to grab this, because from that day forward, it has helped me in pursuing and pushing forward into my greatness and not stopping at the no. Not stopping at the no. And so, number 1, I want you to realize that the no is not personal. The no is not personal. So even though initially it feels personal, in that moment, immediately after you feel that personal, I want you to stop and say, it's not personal. It's not personal. It's not personal. If you know you're giving value, if you know your product or service is good, if you know that you're a great employee, it's not personal. It's not personal. Just stop in that moment and say that. Because what that'll do is that'll reshift your mindset into understanding. Don't take it personal. Separate what has just happened from your emotions. Sometimes we get too emotional and then we let our emotions rule and run us. And so stop yourself in that moment. The second thing that I want you to understand, tip number 2, have a goal in mind. Because I had that goal of how many sheets I had to give out, because I had that goal, I could not stop. I had no choice. I could not stop until all of my pages were gone. So have a goal in mind. If you're pitching your product to someone, if you're pitching your service to someone, if you're going for that job or that promotion, then always have a goal, a number in mind. So for example, if you have a service, or if you have a product and you say, okay, I'm going to sell 10 today. Let's just throw that number out, 10. And you get a no after a no after a no. It doesn't matter. You have 10 to sell today. So you have to keep going until those 10 are sold. See, it pushes you with that number there. It pushes you beyond your fear. It pushes you beyond your limitation of thinking or personal feeling. So set your number. That's number 2. Number 3, and this one is really, it took me a minute to get here, but that's okay. It's okay. It's okay how long. It's okay if it takes us a minute to get there. Stay in action. Stay in action. No matter what. No matter the no, stay in action. And what that'll do is, as you continue to move forward in action, believe it or not, your confidence will build, because you'll start to realize they're saying no. That no has nothing to do with me, and that no is not because of me. If you, like, for example, in the story that I told about the passing out the affirmations, again, who doesn't want an affirmation? So if you're saying no to an affirmation, that has nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with me. That has something to do with you. You weren't ready to receive it in that moment, and that's okay. You weren't ready to receive it. It's not that the product is not good. It's not that the service is not good. It's not that I'm not a good employee. You weren't ready and weren't receptive to it in that moment. So definitely stay in action, because eventually when you stay in action, you will see the results. I want to, like, for example, Bill Gates. Bill Gates worked for IBM. He took Microsoft to them. He took that program to them. He said, hey, I have this awesome idea. This is what we can now do. No one will have to know DOS and all this other stuff with these big old machines. And they were like, oh, no, thank you. We're not interested. He was their employee. He was right there in-house. That could have catapulted IBM to far beyond what any other company was doing in that moment. And they told him no. So let's just think, if he had thought to himself, oh my gosh, they said no. That must mean this isn't a good idea. Imagine if he had said that to himself and just stopped and didn't take it any further. Where would we be now? Where would we be without Microsoft? Where would we be? But no, he said, okay, I'm sorry that you don't see the value in it, but I know that this is a good product. I know that this is needed in the marketplace. So I'm going to quit and I'm going to go on and pursue this on my own, which is exactly what he did. He pursued it on his own. And I mean, this man is what? The richest man? The richest man. I mean, I don't know if the person that said no and made the decision at IBM immediately was fired when Microsoft took off. But I know if IBM was my company and I found out someone said no to this program and then this man comes out with it and it just blows up, there would be some heads would be spinning. So again, it wasn't that it wasn't a good product. It's just that they weren't ready to receive it. But them not being ready to receive it, he did not allow that to stop him. So don't allow it to stop you. Do not allow that no to stop you. So let me just go over them really quick one more time, because I want to make sure that you guys get this. So number one, don't take that no personal. Do not take that no personal. Number two, have a goal in mind. Establish your number. Establish your number so that when you hear that no, if you haven't met your number, that is your cue to keep going. Number three, stay in action. No matter what, stay in action. Even through the no, even through if you feel it was a rejection, stay in action. Eventually someone will say yes. Eventually they will see the value. Someone will see the value. Just keep going. The more you stay in action, the more confident you will become. The more confident you will become. So you don't have to stop at your no. This is how you handle your no and still be great right now. Separate. Keep it. It's not personal, it's business, right? And if you believe in you, which has to be the number one thing, you have to believe in you. You believe in you. You believe in your value. You believe in your product. You believe in your service. You believe in your abilities. Keep going. Okay? So I'm done. Off my soapbox for today. This is Lisa Guice, your self-relationship expert, your inspirational speaker, your Be Great Now coach, and the author of You're Just a Quote Away from Your Greatness. Until we speak again, always remember to be loyal to your greatness and live your greatness out loud. Thank you.